the passion igniting the light through highs and lows. We'll stand as one, a legacy, a tale that's just begun. Together we roar, together we roar. The Detroit Lions will rise, with a heart full of dreams and the fire in our eyes. From the past to the future, we'll claim our own. In the home of the brave, we'll proudly have grown. So let's lift our voices, let's turn it up loud. For the love of the Lions, we'll always be proud.
Give me 2 seconds here, just setting up a couple of things. I'm going to open up phone lines pretty much right away on this one. Wow. What a win by these Detroit Lions. What a win. Again, I'll apologize for those of you that were in the live stream. Had a little bit of colorful language there. It's not my normal. Lions can tend to bring that out in you. These refs, man, they are a different story today. I tell you what. Somehow we managed to get it done. The Do It for Aiden Tour is alive. We are 1-0 on the Do It for Aiden Tour. Love it. Absolutely love it. What a great job. What a great job. I'm going to make sure I get this display capture set up so we can watch old Dan Campbell. Looks like it's good to go. Oh, man. Yeah, my blood pressure is a little high, too. It's so high, I just had to do the whole airplane thing, you know, because my ears needed a pop. It's either blood pressure or it's a fact I've had these stupid headphones on for 5 hours today straight. It's, man, what a win by these Detroit Lions. Wow. Jake Bates. Jake mother effing Bates slept very well last night at the Holiday Inn in Minnesota, apparently. Jake Bates. When, you know, we finally got an opportunity to watch the guy kick a game winner. It's his first game winner as a professional athlete for the Detroit Lions. I'm sure it won't be his last. And I love the little bit of the shimmy dance that he was doing there at the end. Love it. Congratulations, Jake Bates. Maybe he gets a game ball today. Possibly. Possibly. Who else deserved a game ball today? Let's just talk about that. Who deserved game balls today? I know Taylor Decker didn't. Taylor, I still love you, buddy, but man, you were getting shook today. You were getting shook. You know, you can barely hear me. Oh, that's not good. Here, let's fix that. Let's fix that. Is that better? I must have hit the knob there. Let me make sure volume settings are good. Here we go. You hear me a little bit better now? All right, so game balls. Game balls. Jake Bates deserves one, for sure. We did not get any JMO in this game. I expected to see some JMO deep crossers pulling this defense out. Didn't happen. I did not see a lot of pre-snap motion today. We saw it early when things were working really well for this offense. A lot of pre-snap motion. We had guys moving around everywhere. And then they just kind of went away from it. In the second half, I mean, the third quarter, we did okay. I mean, we've had better, but you know what? We've had way worse too. So I'm not going to complain. I am not going to complain. We only scored 1 touchdown in the third quarter, but it's still an improvement upon where we've been. You know, the Cowboys game was a great example of where we need to be in the third quarter. But I think since week 4, the Lions have started to play a lot better in the third quarter. But Lions, they put up 21 unanswered points. Matter of fact, we might have put up 28 unanswered points. I'd have to go back and look exactly when Minnesota scored their touchdown in the third quarter, but we at least put up 21 unanswered, and that's what led to today's win versus the Vikings. You know, David Montgomery's fumble there, you know, late, you know, in the fourth quarter did not help things. But again, we found a way to win because this team is full of winners. They did not give up. And even though David Montgomery did not go back into the game, he should not hold his head, you know, anything but held high. He had a good game today for what he could provide for this team. He did a good job. Wasn't his best outing. And I'm not going to let one mistake take away from, you know, all of the other attaboys that he's had all season long. He's put this team on its back starting off in week 1. So let's not get down on Demo. He did what he could today. And it just wasn't his day. That's all right. Just wasn't his day. So let's get back to game balls here. Number 1 game ball goes out to none other than Aiden Hutchinson. Okay. I don't even think he was at the game today. I don't know. I didn't see him. I don't know if anybody else saw him on the sideline. I have no clue if he was there. But the number 1 game ball of the day goes out to Aiden Hutchinson for being with this team in spirit. You know, he wasn't on the field today, but he's still a big part of this team. He's still going to be an impactful leader inside that locker room and around these guys throughout the season when he's able to be. I don't know if he was today. All balls no D says, come on over. 100 in the building and only 19 likes. Hit that like and subscribe while you're in here. Appreciate you, all balls no D. Appreciate it. Hey, King SJ says, hey, Will in the chat. What a game to say the least. Bucky says the Raiders are on offense. I'll check back and see if I spot 98. I see what you did there, Bucky. I see what you did there. Vincent Sohm says, be a big sign if Crosby isn't playing today. But I'm not sure if he is or if he is not. Well, Bucky's going to be back shortly to report and let us know. David Kaldek says, all that matters is the W. Absolutely. Big win today. Big win today. Chris MVP Harris says, drop your Cash App. Drop my Cash App. I don't even know what my Cash App is. I've never put that up on screen, have I? I don't know what it is. Hold on, buddy. I don't use it a whole lot. Looks like it's Get Rocked On. Do I have a QR code for that? I don't know if I do. Chris MVP Harris put out the $9.99 donation. Super chat. Appreciate you. No Cash App needed, buddy. Appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the channel. And as you know, all of the donations go to Rocked On Cancer Foundation. Crosby started, says Bucky, so we won't be seeing Crosby in the Honolulu Blue anytime soon. But then again, it doesn't matter if he really plays today. But you're right. It would have been a sign. Chris MVP Harris. Now let's get you a, let's see. Let's get you a Gibbs TD because we had plenty of them today.
Snap, Gibbs to Gibbs. Gibbs bounces through a hole. There it goes outside 20. Gibbs 15. Gibbs 10. Angling to the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Oh, baby, what a run.
Love it. Love you being a part of the channel, Chris. And everybody else Ed W, Ed O'Neill. I mean, everyone that's part of this channel. Trace, Ornery U of M Dad, Better the Hunt, Decker Pecker, Harpazzo, J Mommy, Riley O'Brien, Jody Carithers, Joe Schmo, J Rod 1616. Hey, he's got his name back. Shane Smith, Lauren McQuaig, Rich Forrest, Will Akers, Bucky's in the house, Lions bad guy fan, John. Man, that is such a long name, buddy. Lions bad guy. I'm just going to call you that. The Lions bad guy. Applying pressures in the house. Daryl Bell. All right. So what went well today? What did go well today? What went well today? Our defense actually stood tall. Like, they actually had a good game. Compared to what we expected would happen, Justin Jefferson was held under 100 yards. That was my biggest call of the pregame last week, is that we cannot allow Justin Jefferson to have 100 yards in this game. My other call was we cannot allow for a runner to go for 100 yards in this game. And again, it didn't happen. This is the 25th game in a row that the Lions have not allowed a 100-yard rusher in a football game. Now, combined, they got 139 yards on the ground. But not one single runner had 100 yards. Now, Aaron Jones, look, he got a lucky one in the beginning of this game. And I'm going to leave it at that. He got a lucky one. That run should have not have happened. And, you know, by the third possession, when the defense finally settled in, we did a really good job. Aaron Jones had a much better game than I thought that he would. I thought that coming off of this hip injury or hamstring or both or whatever it really was, that he wouldn't be able to be at least 80% of himself, but he did enough in this game. 6.6 yard average, 1 TD. But you know what? He didn't get 100 yards, and they didn't win the game. And that's all that matters to me. Sam Darnold was 22 of 27. 9.6 yards average, 1 TD, 1 interception, took 4 sacks. We didn't see any sacks really until the end of this game, it felt like. But he took 4 sacks on the day, 103.5 rating. You know what really went well in this game? Jared Goff. 22 of 25, almost another near perfect game. He started off at least 12 of 12. Now, I didn't get any other updates after that, but I think he went more like 15 of 15. 280 yards, 11.2 average, 2 TDs, 0 INTs. He also took 4 sacks, 140 on the nose for his passer rating of the day, 140. What do you have? 158.3, 158.3, and now 140. I think that was the last 3 games. But Jared Goff is just a bridge quarterback, y'all. I'm just telling you, he's only here just, you know, till Hendon Hooker's ready or whoever else we draft or whoever else we bring in. Just a bridge. Now, I will say his feet were not working today. The broken giraffe was back at it. He was not moving well, you know, when that pocket was collapsing. But how could he? How could he move well? I mean, Taylor Decker was letting these guys in left and right, it seemed like. And we did not shade left enough. You know, if Decker was having trouble with Greenard, which seemed to be his problem today, was Greenard. You would have hoped that we would have saw, you know, a little bit more motion to get behind Taylor Decker to give him some help. And they'll learn from this. But you know what? This was a really good defense, one of the better defenses in the league. And they had a really good game today, just not good enough. I mean, we still gashed them all over the place. Man, Seahawks are pulling out an amazing win against the Falcons today, which I did not expect. Kirk Cousins, bad day. Bad day. Geno Smith looks like an all-star. More on Jared Goff here, though. He spread the ball. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 guys. Now, Jamison Williams obviously didn't really get involved. He had -4 yards on the day. But 7 guys touched the ball at least, so he was moving the ball around. Amon-Ra, 8 for 112. Jahmyr Gibbs, 4 for 44. Khalif Raymond, 3 for 39. Khalif was everywhere today. Everywhere. David Montgomery, 3 for 39. Sam Laporta, 1 for 25. Tim Patrick, 2 for 25. 2 touchdowns through the air. 1 for Khalif, 1 for Amon-Ra St. Brown. On the ground today. Like I said, it was not David's day. You know, he seemed to get off to a good start at the very beginning of this game and then kind of slowly kind of fell apart. So I don't know if he was really hampered by that injury early on. Let me get ads off. Are ads on again? My bad. I don't want to lose people. Let me get these ads off. Still need your likes, though, but we trade ads for likes on this channel. All right, ads are off. Let's get those likes up. Couple more. You know, I think that ankle or whatever he had going on the lower leg was a problem. He wasn't looking the same. He missed some wide open blocks, which did not help Jared Goff today. And he only did, 31 yards on the ground. But Jahmyr Gibbs, on the other hand, he had a day. 15 carries, 116 yards, 7.7 yards a carry. 2 TDs today. Great job. Great job. Justin Jefferson on the other side, 7 for 81. Jalen Naylor, 4 for 76. Jordan Addison, 3 of 66. Aaron Jones, 3 of 23. There you go. Aaron Wisner says it's important to note that if Khalif and Tim don't make those catches, we don't win. And it also shows that Minnesota shut down J-Mo, but they, in fact, no team can effectively shut down all of our playmakers. Great point, dude. Great point. Yeah, J-Mommy, Montgomery did play after the injury, and I think that really affected him. Don't know the extent of his injury just yet. We'll be bringing in the Dan Campbell press conference as soon as we notice the Dan Campbell is on. They said nobody can run the ball in Minnesota. Well, guess what? We did. We did. And that's because Ben Johnson was dipping into that bag. You know, he did some really good things today. But there was times that Ben Johnson kind of reverts to the Ben Johnson I don't think that we like. He does so many great things, and then he does some things that are just really boneheaded. And I don't understand that. And maybe it's, you know, we've got the gift of hindsight is 2020. And, you know, we're seeing things after the fact. He's trying to see things before. And that takes a special individual to be able to see what's in front of him and how he can navigate around it and what plays to call. And we're seeing it after the fact. So it's a little bit easier for me to say it, you know, didn't work because I'm watching it after the fact. But Ben Johnson is one of the best offensive minds in the game. He's one of the better play callers in the game. But I would say that I still think that there's some things that he can work on. I mean, everyone can still get better. And I think that at, you know, points today, there was plays that probably shouldn't have been called. And that hitch route, that short, quick out hitch, I can't stand that play. I hope he burns it. Get it out of the playbook, please. Because it doesn't work. It's never worked. I think but one time this whole season, and I think it was to J-Mo. Jared Goff, man, 88% completion percentage. 88% completion percentage today. But he's just a bridge. Yeah, he's just a bridge. Goff got rattled quite a bit today. And he stayed right in. So to your point, grind mode or Grinch mode says, I like that Goff has stayed poised even after a messy down. He doesn't get flustered. like he used to. Love Goff. Good point. Great point. You know, he stays focused. He's laser sharp in there. And you know what? He's not coming back and he's not making, you know, the stupid plays. Here we got Jared Goff up. He's not making the stupid plays, you know, that lead to interceptions. Let's get Jared Goff up in here. Where is it? Well, let me try that again. One second. There we go. Almost there. All right, here we go. Oh, I should probably unmute it first.
Did I do it again? Yeah. Yeah, I don't.
Who's standing by the podium?
Yeah, they're having fun. We're all having fun. Yeah. Did I do it again? Yeah. Yeah, I don't see the word perfect's hard. Like, it's perfect completion percentage, but like there's still decisions that like you can change. I felt like I thought I had a chance at it again. Like I felt like halfway through the third, I couldn't think of one, and then of course right after that, ball gets batted down. But beside the point, we're getting guys open, we're protecting well, and hitting them in stride, and it's just, you know, one play after another, trying to focus on each play, one play at a time.
Can you guys hear okay? Let me know if you guys can hear it okay. I just press pause so I don't get too far into it. Little low. All right, let me pump up the volume on it.
Yeah.
What was said in the huddle there right to begin that drive and the confidence level that you guys have to go down there and put Jack in skate field goal position?
Yeah, to be honest, not much. We kind of ended up getting the ball right back where we would have been twice, really. We had the fumble, and then the defense gets the ball back in the punt. We kind of had 3 chances from the 30. And so, yeah, it hadn't had taken much time off the clock by then. It was kind of the same situation, and not much was said. We knew the whole week was about composure, composure, composure. Dan kept preaching that for us, and I thought the guys did a great job today keeping it. Yeah. Yeah, early in that game, they came after us. They really did, and they did a good job. That's what they do. We knew that coming into games. They start off hot. They come out with their hair on fire, and kind of punched us in the teeth a little bit there early, and we had to respond, and that's what we do. It's what we're built for, is responding, and once we were able to put a few drives together and score a few touchdowns, felt like we had them in a good place.
So that's what I love so much about this type of an offense, this type of a team, the way that Jared Goff is built, the way that Ben Johnson is built. You know, so they come out, and like he said, you know, they kind of punched us in the mouth. They did. They cracked them right in the teeth, man. They bloodied up their nose right away. And the Lions didn't run off the field with their tail between their legs. Nope. They went back to the bench and they said, all right, what are we doing wrong? What do we need to do? Yep, they're exactly what, you know, we thought they were going to be. They're exactly who we thought they were going to be. They're doing exactly what we thought that they were going to do. And we just folded like a tent. So how do we fix it? And they go back out again in the second possession, and it kind of happens again. And then finally, by the third possession, you know, they start to figure things out, but they're built for this. They're making in-game adjustments. And I don't know how much adjusting they're doing to their game plan, but at least they're making adjustments. So that's a great, you know, a great intangible to have as a team, but in offense, as a player, as a coach, you know, being able to turn it around, right? And to not panic, like you said, Riley, you know, no panic, no overreacting. Just get back and fix it, figure it out, and go out there and do it again.
Passing numbers, especially early in games, three wins out. Is there something about mindset, early play calling, anything that's really getting you guys off?
There's really not. I wish there was a better answer for you. There's really not. These guys were giving us a lot of check down opportunities. They really were. The amount of depth they get, and they try to steal these in cuts, their safeties with their linebackers. We got two running backs that you get them the ball in space. You find someone better than those two guys. So I'm very cognizant of that when these guys get depth, to just keep feeding those guys underneath until they give me the chance to throw it over their head. And just being disciplined. That's really what it is, discipline.
Discipline. Love it.
Several games like this, near perfect. With Minnesota, with their blitzing and everything else, how unique was this, and how much more difficult was it to be as accurate?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I'd like to think I'm pretty dang accurate outside of wherever I'm playing, but these guys are a good defense, man. They really are. I got a lot of respect for them and what they do on defense, and I thought we had a great plan and executed it pretty well. Yeah. Yeah, it was awesome. Good to see him do that. We had all the faith in the world in him, obviously, and you know, we got so dang close down there. You know, he's pretty automatic, so it's good to see a guy, you know, a new guy like that, be able to, you know, make his mark in a road division game. It's loud, it's hectic, and he put it right down the middle and had some fun with it. Who? Yeah, he was. He really was. He really was. And I know, you know, it's been David, and then it was just a matter of time for him to have his moment. And today it was that, and he was locked in. He really was. You could see it in his eyes. And that one run he had was pretty special, where he made the safety miss, and that's what he can do. We're fortunate to have two guys like that, and today was his day, and he certainly carried us in a lot of ways. No doubt. Yep. Yeah, Khalif had that drive. I mean, we hit him 3 times, I think, on that drive, and he's just steady Eddie. He really is, and Tim's fit in like a glove with us. He really has, and given us that size that we hadn't had before, and it's been a lot of fun working with those guys. Obviously, Tim's new, but Khalif, we know what he's been for a long time. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe speak on that, and then B, I don't know if you get much of a chance to watch what Vinay is doing in real time. Some of the blocks that
I don't. I don't. I see it on the film after. The dude's special and all-pro tackle for a reason. But yeah, those guys really settled in, and it was really our whole offense. But you got to give them a lot of credit with what they're doing up front. Frank identifying it, our running backs protecting all day, giving me enough time to get the ball out. It's really a full team effort, and those 5 guys up front. I think Coyote stepping in, you know, on late notice in the week with Kev and playing well. It's tough, and having all 5 of those guys play the way they did, it certainly gives us a good chance to win every week.
You said Dan last 2 rounds composure this week.
Yep.
Is that part of you guys recognize if there can be a big showdown?
So I'll comment on that part. You know, him talking about the running backs, you know, picking up the blitz, you know, picking up the blocks. That is a big part to this offense. And I don't know why today we didn't see Parker Hess as much. And I felt that he would have been a much better blocker today than what we did see. I think that Jared Goff was under way too much pressure. That pocket was folding quickly. And I think that Parker Hess would have been a better blocker than leaving our running backs, you know, back there to do it by themselves. You know, leave Parker back there, but use your running back in some motion, or use your running back, you know, as a fake handoff if you're going to, you know, play action pass, but still leave Parker back there to protect. I know it takes one of our playmakers out of the field, but at the same time, I think it does leave Jared Goff a little bit more of an opportunity with some time, even if it's a quarter second. That's better than nothing to be able to get the ball off. We still got the win, so I can't discredit the win, but we didn't see enough of Parker Hess today, in my opinion. But you know what? That just wasn't Ben Johnson's game plan today.
Yeah, I think we just know who they. Well, we don't know. We think we know who they are from what they've shown on film, and they're a hectic defense. They're a hectic operation. And I say composure mostly towards the offense. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on. They do a lot of things. They blitz. They want to pressure you. They want to apply the pressure. And for us, it was, you know, we go down 10-0, and we're kind of getting kicked in the mouth a little bit. You know, stay calm, stay relaxed. We have the fumble. They score on. All right, stay calm, stay relaxed, one play at a time. And it really came in handy for us late in the game.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
All right, so I'm going to back off of this and wait for Dan Campbell to take the podium. He might already be up, but let me get through this commercial and that. Someone had asked about penalty stats. Let me run down the overall stats real quick. We'll start with the Lions, and then we'll go Lions, Vikings in that order. So first down, Lions had 19, Vikings 16. Passing first downs, Lions had 15 to their 10. Rushing first downs, Lions had 3 to their 4. First downs from penalties, Lions only got 1 today, and the Vikings picked up 2. Third down efficiency, both teams 4 for 10. Probably our worst output on third downs that I've seen in a while. Fourth down efficiency, we all know what happened here. Lions were 0 for 1, and the Minnesota Vikings didn't go for 1 at all today. Total plays, pretty even. Lions ran 56 plays, and the Vikings ran 52. Lions put up 391 total yards to the Vikings 383. So, I mean, almost a deadlocked even game. Each team had 11 drives. Yards per play, 7 to their Vikings 7.4. Passing, Lions had 247 to their 244. I mean, just incredibly, comparative between the two teams here. Completions, 22 of 25 for Jared Goff, 22 of 27 for Sam Darnold. Yards per pass, 8.5 for the Lions, 7.9 for the Vikings. Sacks and yards lost. So the Lions lost 33 yards on 4 sacks, where the Vikings lost 15 yards on 4 sacks. And I have to say that it's pretty incredible that we had 4 sacks. I don't even know where they came from. I mean, I saw Nowoski's at the end, and I couldn't even tell you who had the other ones, to be honest with you. Rushing, 144 for the Lions, 139 for the Vikings. Rushing attempts, Lions took 27 cracks at it from behind the line, and the Vikings took 21. Yards per rush, combined effort, 5.3 yards for the Lions, 6.6 for the Vikings. Man, that was such a beautiful run by Jahmyr Gibbs. They're replaying it right now. Such a beautiful run for that touchdown. What a way to start the day. Penalties, here you go. Here's your question. Deadlocked even. So I don't understand this. For some reason, this crew, they throw even penalty flags in almost every game this season. Doesn't that tell you that maybe there's something fishy going on? Like they're not even trying to hide it? How are they throwing even penalties in almost every game this year? They threw 8 against the Lions for 49. They threw 8 against the Vikings for 59. Turnovers, 1 for 1. Obviously, we had Demo's fumble and Brian Branch's takeaway for an interception. Jared Goff had 2 fumbles. None of them lost. And Demo had 1 fumble that was lost. Possession time. Lions actually possessed the ball less than the Vikings. 29 minutes and 3 seconds to their 30 minutes and 57 seconds. This couldn't have been a more evenly matched game. I mean, teams, you name it. This was a very evenly matched game. Hell of a game. One of the better games that I think that we've seen all season, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm with you there, Travis. I mean, yeah, when Demo fumbled, I'm like, oh no. A defensive, pickup for a score. Yeah. And then we almost got it back, right? I mean, we punched the ball out and run it back for a Brian Branch touchdown, and it gets called back. I mean, I thought for just a brief moment of hope that they were going to let it stand. And I don't know if I could have agreed or disagreed, because they were looking at whether or not the heel was on the ground. The fact that they even overturned it, I feel like they didn't have enough to overturn that. So, is what it is. Still won the game. And that's all that matters. Is Jared Goff in the MVP race? Let me ask you guys that. Does he deserve to be in the MVP race? All of these near perfect outings, only 4 interceptions on the season now. I think he's in the hunt. I really do. I think that he's in the hunt. I'm not sure where in the hunt, but he's somewhere in it. And speaking of in the hunt, I thought I saw Better the Hunt in here. Where's he at? Where's Better the Hunt? Thought I just saw him. All right, Dan Campbell, here we go.
That was a good win. That was a good win.
Damn right it was.
I told the team to say that I was proud of them is a massive understatement. We knew that team was they were playing good football, and they have been now for 5 weeks, coming off a bye, and we knew they were going to be ready, and it was going to come down to the wire. The team knew this. We talked about patience, man. Patience, keep your composure, communication, and then attitude. And our guys did that. We hung in there, and we didn't bat an eye. Things, appear to start going a little south there at the end. Got the ball back. We stopped a 2-point conversion, which was huge, and defensively, and then Goff and that O-line takes us right down the field.
All right, so let's talk about that for a moment. You want to talk about a defense stepping up today? We thought this defense was, well, some people thought this defense was done because we just lost our number 1 defensive end. That defense won this game today by stopping that 2-point conversion. They get that 2-point conversion. This is a tie ball game going into overtime. And I don't think that many teams win, overtime in away games. I think the stats are lopsided, to be honest with you. I don't like overtime. Lions have never done that good in overtime. Ever. Not to say that it matters for this team, because this team is different than all the other years. But I'm glad that we didn't go to overtime. And I'm glad that this game was as tight as it was, because this is another test of our mettle and bringing us to a different depth, in the water. We haven't been drug out this deep yet. Not like this. But we kept treading water, like Dan Campbell said in 2021. We're just going to keep on treading until we get them deep enough, and we take care of business. And that's what we did today.
Field with Gibbs and St. Brown and man Bates. How about that? What a kick. What a kick, man. So just a great team win, complimentary football across the board, offense, defense, special teams when we need it most, and really proud of these guys. That's a huge win on the road, tough environment, first one, and you don't want to say must win, but we needed that in a bad way. Well, I think I said it, right? I mean, I think that's when you send him out. You felt good about it, and when you we've had 5 games with him, NFL games. And then, when you see him every day in practice and you give him the crowd noise and you move the spot and I'm yelling at him and you just applying pressure, and to watch him, he just continues to make these kicks. You feel pretty good when he gets thrust into it. And it's not the same, but yet it is. We just felt like his confidence has grown, and he would just go out there and it's just the next kick, and he did that. So really proud of him, man. Really proud of him.
A little bit down in performance. He reached 150 after in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
140, 22, 25 today. Just every week it seems like he's just making all the right decisions, the right ways to put you guys in this situation.
He's a stud. I mean, he is, and I just got asked a question about, just him and, you know, what did you see? This goes back to what did you see when, you know, in 21 when Brad and I acquired him. And, you know, and then what makes him, you know, and it's the guy's got arm talent, there's no question, but it's what he's got here and what he's got here. And that's what makes him a dangerous player.
Isn't it funny that I was just saying the same stuff? You know, I started this off by saying, yep, he's just a bridge. Do you remember? He's just a bridge. I think it's hilarious that Dan Campbell then starts off when someone asks him about Jared Goff. He points it right back to 21 when they acquire him and had to ask the question, like, what did you guys see? Because everybody's sitting in that room right there. All we're saying that Jared Goff was a bridge, that he wasn't the guy, that it was a huge mistake. And so Dan Campbell is nonchalantly here kind of spitting in their face like, y'all suck. You know, you guys all trashed him. And here he is, you know, kicking everybody in the league's tail. I mean, he is. Tell me a team that he hasn't beat. I think he's pretty much beat everybody in the league by this point. But, yeah, where would we be right now without Jared Goff?
Really one of these guys that you can build around because he's a winner, man. He will find a way to win. He'll find a way to put the offense in position to win the game. He doesn't get frazzled. He's tough. He's competitive. And he's just... Man, he's reliable. He's reliable, and I love the guy, man. And
making me cry.
Once again, he steps up huge
about it.
for us there on the road, division game.
After that rough start, you didn't have a first down until like the last first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
You turned that 4 straight touchdown drive. Does it turn like that? Does somebody say something? How did that?
No, look, some of that early. That was our own doing a little bit. Now, look, they were playing well, believe me. They were playing good defense, but there's a couple of things we felt like we should have gotten some conversions. We should have gotten made some plays there that were our own errors, and especially two different series there. And so once we felt like we got them cleaned up, we just needed a conversion, and once that happened, we got to roll in there a little bit. So. And that's sometimes that's all it takes. You just get that first down, and now you're beginning to move the ball.
I think they're about to ask about Brian Branch, but I would say this: Brian Branch should have got a game ball today. Again, another stud, performance. Talking about Jared Goff being a stud, Brian Branch is got to be in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year right now. Has to be. It's just not a position that usually wins it seems like. So we'll see where that goes.
Just confidence is going sky high. He's getting better and better. And there again, he's still kind of young and new to the safety position for us. Sometimes you forget that, but you can tell how fast he's growing in the position. And I'm telling you, the sky's the limit for him. I mean, he is the ultimate. He's the ultimate football guy. I mean, he understands how to play the game. He's instinctive. He's tough. He's smart. He's a great tackler. He's a ball guy. He's got radar. And he's one of those guys who can change the game for you. And I thought that was a touchdown, I was like, man, I don't need to be conclusive. But anyway, but you felt like even after that, he's gonna get another one of those. Like he's gonna find a way to make another one happen. That's just the type of guy he is, type of player.
Brian Branch is huge for this team. And again, that's a giant credit to Holmes and the draft, craft, I call it, the draft craft, and what this draft team is doing, the scout team, and, finding players like this. Brian Branch was my favorite safety out of the draft that year. The fact that the Lions even got him was a story in and of itself, right? I mean, I felt like that they had to jump over the Green Bay Packers to pick him up. Otherwise, he probably would have been a Green Bay Packer. And we got real lucky. I mean, Brian's in his second season. And what does Brad Holmes say about his players? Don't judge them until year 3. Don't judge my players until year 3. Can you imagine where Brian's going to be next season? And how much better he's going to be in year 3? We are so blessed with riches on this team. Yes, it sucks that we are suffering some major catastrophic injuries to players that we desperately need. But this is why you don't panic. This is why it's next man up. This is why it's a team of 69. Now, it's not going to be easy without all those players that we've lost. And it's probably going to take a move from Brad Holmes to solidify, a position of need right now. But even without it, I feel like this team is on its way.
Man, they battled. Those guys fought. And we're very well aware of what's over there. And Jefferson is not easy to contain at all. He makes you you have to constantly think about him, and you got to roll to him, you got to shift to him, you got to double him, and don't let him run the ball either, by the way. And that's not an easy task. But I thought AG put together a damn good game plan. I thought these guys executed. They got us on a couple things. But, man, I tell you what, when we needed a critical stop there at the end of the game, to get that ball back and then to finish it out after we kicked the field goal, our defense did that. Situational football, big play, man. I just thought at the end of the day they stepped up when we needed it. I thought that secondary played pretty dang good, and because those receivers have eaten some people up, and Jefferson always does. So I thought they were competitive. I thought we challenged, and those guys stepped up.
Last two, Coleman and Dave.
Very good. 2 touchdowns and the block on Big Ren touchdown as well. How big was he for you guys today?
He was huge. He was huge. Whatever it was, 160 all-purpose yards, and really came to life. And we felt like Gibby's been so close to just exploding, and we felt like this was the game. And he really came to life when we needed it most.
J-Rod, I don't know.
Helped across the board, and what a smart play that may have been the best play, on Leafs. Well, it wasn't. His run was the best. But then the second one was that, what a smart play to just kind of shield him, otherwise you're going to get a penalty. Play comes back. It was really good, man. And then Leaf takes it in. So he's a weapon for us. Played really well. No. And I would not ask him that. So, no. And, look, none of us want that to happen. Certainly he doesn't. And he's sick about it. But that's why, man, we coach it, we teach it, we work it, and he'll come back stronger than ever, And those, unfortunately, sometimes those happen. That's why you just keep making it an emphasis, I need to watch the tape, to really digest that. There was a couple of times things felt a little long, like, man, we're covering for a bit, but I can't say that caught my eye, like, oh, man, so I need to watch the tape. I know we battled in there, and Mac and Levi and Reeder, Pascal, O'Connor came in a little bit, Ukwu, and so I thought by committee, those guys battled in there, and I think, really, we did what we had to do, did what we needed to do for today and for that win.
Thanks, guys. We'll have Jake Bates.
Okay.
Being the starting quarterback for the Lions.
All right. Well, we didn't learn about the game balls. We don't know who got game balls. I don't know if he's handed them out yet. I'm sure they already got done through their locker room celebration and all that after the game, but man, what a hell of a game. What a hell of a game. Here, Bo, I'll help you out, buddy. Harpazzo, don't take offense to this. Well, I guess I don't know how to do it. I was going to try to remove the message, but anyway. Dale says, I'm telling you that Darnold was seeing ghosts again. Before the end of the season, we just gave a blueprint to beat the Vikings. There you go. There you go. MCDC is the golden god. I love you, man, says Bo Booth. Who else is in here right now? Now the Vikings have a short week to succumb to the Lions' hangover. Oh, that's right, Casey. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, the Vikings are going to drop 2 in a row. Not only do they have a short turnaround, but the Lions' hangover is real. Oh, Casey, good shout out there. Good shout out. There we go. I'll be watching that game for sure. Absolutely. Let's walk through the play-by-play real quick. So Lions go out on downs. Minnesota scores a touchdown. Lions second possession. We go 3 plays and out and on a punt. Next possession for the Vikings, they get a field goal. They're up 10-0. Third possession, Lions go out again, 3 plays and punt. And then the Vikings punt. Our defense woke up. Lions get the ball back, 5 plays, 69 yards, to score a touchdown. I believe that was Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah, let's see here. Yep, Jahmyr Gibbs for... Where was it? Yeah, 45 yards. Then the next possession, 4 plays and a punt for the Vikings. Again, our defense is slowly starting to wake up, but by this point, they're actually playing pretty good ball. It's 10-7. Lions get the ball back. We drive 5 plays. We go 83 yards. Lions are up 14-10. Next play. Next possession. Vikings get the ball. They go 5 plays and throw a pick to none other than Brian Branch. Lions are up 14-10. They get the ball back off the Brian Branch interception. They go 9 plays, 72 yards. Score a touchdown. None other than Jahmyr Gibbs again. 8 yards. Lions are now up 21-10. 21-10. That was a 21 points unanswered by the end of the second quarter. Vikings get the ball to start the second half. They score touchdowns, 21-17. Lions get the ball back. They drive 9 plays, 70 yards. Score another touchdown. It's now 28-17. Vikings get the ball back. They drive 9 plays. The defense actually pushes them back a little bit and forces them into a field goal. 28-20. Lions get the ball. They punt. Vikings get the ball. They hit a field goal. It's 28-23. And then the dreaded fumble touchdown by David Montgomery, and the Vikings go up 29-28. Their second lead of the game. They have not led since... They had not led since about midway through the second quarter when the Lions went up 14-10. And now it is midway through, let's see, was that the fourth quarter? Yep, it was more than midway through the fourth quarter. There was 6 minutes left. And they're now up by a point. Lions get the ball back on the ensuing touchdown and punt. Then we force a Vikings punt. Then the Lions kick the game-winning field goal. Jake Bates. And then we thought the refs were trying to save the game for the Vikings, but it didn't work out. Lions win the ball game. You want to talk about a pretty exciting game. This is probably one of the better games of the season. And I don't like them this close at all. But 60 points scored in this game. Heck of a game by your Detroit Lions. The defense comes away with 4 sacks in a game that nobody expected our defense to come away with any sacks. So what's next? What's next for this defense? Is Brad Holmes going to go out and find us a pass rusher? I'm wondering, obviously we're not going to have all of the stats that we want tonight or even tomorrow. Well, you know what? We might have them tomorrow because this was a 1 o'clock game. So PFF might actually have the stats tonight before we drift off to sleep. But We'll be able to talk about some stats tomorrow, hopefully. So I want to know about how many pressures we had and where these pressures were coming from. Remember, my whole thought process through this game was I wanted to see more pressure through the center of this defense. And I have a feeling that, you know, without having any stats in front of me to go off of, that happened. I'm pretty positive it did. I think that we had a pretty good game. Now, I didn't see DJ Reader in there for a good period. That doesn't mean that he wasn't in there, but someone hopefully saw him in there, you know, more than I did. But I the whole second half of the game, I just didn't see DJ Reader in there a whole lot. And that has me a little bit worried that something could be going on with him. Oh, wait a second. PFF is saying we've got final grades available. Here we go. And we'll talk more about this in the morning. But 14 pressures on the day for the Detroit Lions. DJ Reader had 2. James Houston had 2. Josh Pascal had 3. Jack Campbell had 2. Alex Anzalone had 1. Trevor Nowatzki had 1. Jalen Reeves-Maben had 1. Malcolm Rodriguez had 1. So if you guys remember in the pregame, what were the most important things that I said needed to come from this game? Number 1, we needed more pressure up the middle. And number 2, we needed to fire our linebackers more often. It's exactly what AG did. I can't wait to break down this tape. But just looking at the pressure stats alone, that'll tell you that's what he did. Your linebackers are not going to get pressure unless they're firing behind the defensive line in on the quarterback. It's just the way that it works. Normally, we don't see our linebackers getting any pressure. So what I thought was going to happen in this game happened. Aaron Glenn utilized what our strength is, which is the center of this defense, Lee McNeil and DJ Reader, and then backed all of them up with sending in our linebackers and trying to create pressure, but also to get interception or to get sacks. But Josh Pascal having 3 pressures today, that's a great job. 2 hurries. Only 1 missed tackle on the day. Almost had a sack. The fact that DJ Reader and James Houston even had 2 pressures today. Great work. Grades for the day. Brian Branch, 91.7. Trevor Nowatzki, 85.2. I think it's pretty clear now why the Lions did not want to lose Trevor Nowatzki last year. Pretty clear. Alex Anzalone, 85. Jack Campbell, 82.4. Jalen Reeves-Maben, 73. Now, Lee McNeil clocked in at a 64, not his best performance. And DJ Reader clocked in at a 55, not his best performance. Pass rush definitely was not the greatest today. But the majority of the pass rush came from the linebackers and DJ Reader. So we are going to need some help, more than likely. On coverage for the day, Terrion Arnold scored his 67.4, so not his worst outing. Let's see what he got in coverage here. Oh, wow. Terrion Arnold, 1 target, 1 reception, 5 yards. That's it. Unbelievable. Great day for him. Brian Branch, 5 targets, 3 receptions, 71 yards. Not his best day, but he makes up for it. It appears that Sam Darnold was targeting our linebackers often today. So Alex Anzalone was targeted 5 times. Nowatzki was targeted once. Jalen Reeves-Maben was targeted once. Malcolm Rodriguez was targeted 5 times. And other than that, Amik Robertson and Carlton Davis were targeted 3 and 4 times. So the clear plan for Sam Darnold and the Vikings today was to target our linebackers over the middle of the defense. And that's why we couldn't play zone today. Because if we were playing zone, our linebackers just get eaten alive every time we play zone or straight zone. But if we can mix it up with a little bit of zone and a whole lot of man press, we can have great success. And I'm assuming that's what we did. We'll find out when we break this down on Tuesday night. If anybody would like to call in, now's the time. Let's open up the phone lines. Let's talk about this defense. Let's talk about this Lions win. Phone numbers on the bottom left of your screen. If you guys would like to call in and have a conversation, let's do it. Yeah, I like that one too, U of M dad. Travis Scott, I like where your head's at. Says that we have the #1 seed for the NFC. Well, yeah, just a week ago, a week ago, the predictions for the end of the season is that the Minnesota Vikings were going to be the #2 seed overall, and that the Detroit Lions are going to be the #6 seed in the NFC. So, no, I'm sorry, the #2 seed overall. So they would have been the #1 in the NFC, and the Lions are going to be the #6 seed overall. I'm not sure how they did that, but at any rate, the Lions were not looking good. But I tell you what, if the Lions somehow end up, a 3 or a 4 seed, I got to think of how the pairings work here. I always feel like the middle seeds always kind of get the crap end of the stick because they go up against, fairly even competition. But I guess it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter where you put the Lions. They're going to be comfortable playing whoever they get. Dale says, what I don't understand is the extremity of Houston's injury. What do you mean, buddy? Oh, and by the way, I don't know who keeps pumping this crap of Aiden Hutchinson's possible comeback for this season and a Super Bowl. It ain't happening, people. It's not happening. That is just some straight clickbait bull crap. And I don't know who started it. I think it was some article that came out. But it's not happening. This is a 6-month thing. The NFL season will be done. The Super Bowl doesn't happen in March. And he's got to come back and learn how to play again. He's got to, be able to play football again and feel comfortable like that. That's going to take a couple of months. Even after he recovers and rebuilds strength again, he's got to feel comfortable again. So, yeah, it is. Look, it's not happening. The Lions would be stupid to have him come back. That would be the dumbest thing ever. He needs longevity for his career, not one game. That'd be great to play in the Super Bowl. I get it. But do not push this man to try to come back faster. Just let him be. And because if you want him for the long term, and if you want Hutch to come back to be the guy that he was before, let him be. See you in 2025, dude. We'll see you next year. Do not want to see this man come back and re-injure himself and then maybe not be able to play football again, because that could happen. you know, if I remember correctly, your body totally rebuilds and sheds its bone every 2 years. I think that's the number. Now you can make it happen faster. You can take, you know, medications like for osteoporosis that'll help you rebuild bone faster. And I don't know if those treatments are allowed by the NFL, but if they are, yeah, he could go on the IV drip and he could start rebuilding bone extremely quick. Otherwise, in 2 years, he'll be fully healed. You know, in 9 months from now, he'll be in great shape. He'll be fine as long as there's no, you know, nerve damage. And, you know, I've read that, looks like we got a caller coming in. I've read that there was no nerve damage, but they won't know for a while yet. All right. Who we got on the line today? Thanks for calling Rock Down Detroit Lions.
Hi, this is David Barnett.
All right, David Barnett. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Hell of a win today. What do you
game today?
Yeah, what are you thinking, man? What's your takeaways for today?
Well, love that game. Love our coach, but do have a question. Why didn't we go for one last first down at the end of the game so that there was a shorter kick and didn't have to bring our defense back out?
That's a good point. You know, I don't understand the philosophy there either. I will say this. I think that he was trying to force Minnesota into burning their last time out. And maybe if we would have gone for it and didn't get it.
Yeah, but if you run, it's the same thing as a kneel.
You would think. Yeah, I don't really know. I really don't know the philosophy there. But I was saying the same thing during the game, like just run it. But maybe he was afraid of a fumble.
Oh, yeah, there's always fear of a fumble. There's fear of a missed field goal. There's fear of the man has no fear. If he had fear, he wouldn't have faked the punt. I don't think of him as a coward at all. It was just he's a bold guy. It's just, what in the world? Why not just try a run instead of kneel? And if you run it and you succeed, you know, we've got some great line players and all, and sometimes you succeed and you get 5 yards. That's a 5-yard shorter field goal.
Yeah, it's
if you get a first down, your field goal is closer, and the defense never has to come on the field again.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's a great point. We'll never know. I don't know if anyone's ever going to ask him.
Yeah. Just seemed like a weird decision-making. I mean, the fact that he does weird stuff and he's very bold is part of what makes him unpredictable, and the unpredictable makes him a better coach. I mean, to me, it was I'm not bold enough. I would have gone for the fake punt at the beginning of the game. That seemed goofy to me, but his boldness wins us games. And I remember when that worked against Kansas City a year ago. And, it can be a good thing, too. But there at the end, it's like there's no real reason for it. I couldn't pull out a sense of it except, fear of a fumble, but I just don't see that his fear is doing much to guide the man. Yeah.
No, I agree. Especially with his Dan Campbell as he is known for. It is going to be a mystery until somebody asks him. So any of the insiders listening, please ask Dan Campbell this week what the philosophy was by not running the ball at least one more time. But Dave, appreciate you calling in to Rock Down Detroit Lions. Did you have any other takeaways for the day?
Oh, I loved seeing some of our less used players get more heavily involved. Let's see, a drive down there near the end there where you got Patrick involved and you got Khalif involved, and to me, Khalif, that was an incredible drive. He got like 3 passes and the touchdown at the end, and it's like, okay, these guys. I love seeing how balanced our team is. Our offense, our defense, pass rush struggled.
Yeah, I mean, it struggled from getting, 20 some odd pressures, but we still had, 14 pressures, which has been about our average per game. And we had 4 sacks, which is well above average for the game. So, I mean,
we were using a 5th man to accomplish that a lot.
We were also using a lot of players. Yeah. We were using a lot of players on the line to be able to get it done. And it kind of gave up some real estate over the middle of the field. And those are things that they're going to have to figure out. This was great tape. This week is going to be great tape for the Lions to be able to figure out just how much better they can be. But right now they're 5-1. They're atop the NFC as the number 1 seed, and they are atop the NFC North. The Vikings are. Go ahead, buddy.
I'd like to see us rotate in a couple more of our auxiliary guys and give them a good chance, and that new guy we brought up, and see if any of them can generate pass rush. Uku did pretty good, but just not getting much pass rush.
Uku is a young player. He's going to take a minute, but last week Dan Campbell he had said that their plan for Isaiah Thomas is not to let him sit. They plan on getting him up and ready to go this next week for the next game is my understanding. So we'll see how that trends this week.
And it's it can be a trap game, but this next week should be one where we can try some things and maybe get away with it.
I just want to see him play a complete game. That's all I want to see out of him.
Yeah, you think how they did against Dallas. That was, to me, a complete game.
Yeah.
And
it was a complete couple games. That was a complete couple games. They did a great job. Well, hey, Mr. Barnett, appreciate you calling in to Rock Down Detroit Lions. Appreciate you joining the live streams. Right. And make sure you pay attention to the pop-up live. I owe everybody a signed mini helmet, so we're going to be popping it off live this week. So we'll catch you in the next one, Dave. Appreciate you.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Bye, buddy. Dave Barnett, he wants a pass rush. Love seeing the younger guys get in the game. And is questioning why on earth Dan Campbell didn't choose to run the ball. Anybody have an idea why Dan Campbell decided to kneel and go for it with a field goal as opposed to run it and then kneel and call a timeout and kick a field goal? Here's my thought. A couple schools of thought. One, he didn't want to chance a fumble. I can totally appreciate that. That tells me that he is learning from the NFC Championship game. He is learning from what already happened in that game that it's a pretty damn good defense and they can take the ball away. We got another caller. Hold on one sec. Caller, thanks for calling Rock Down Detroit Lions. Give me 1 second to finish this thought and I'll bring you right in.
Sure.
So the other thought I have here, which I think I just lost now. So didn't want to give up the chance for a fumble, number one. Number two, what was my number two? I forgot. So let's bring in the caller. Caller, who am I talking with today? Thank you for calling in Rock Down Detroit Lions.
Hey, how you doing, Rock Down Detroit Lions? My name is Chris MVP Harris.
Chris MVP Harris. Hey, the super chat man. Appreciate you calling in, buddy.
Yeah, how you doing? Just growing up being a Lions fan, and we finally seem to be getting this right. It starts in the front office. It starts with leadership. It goes down from there. Brad Holmes, let's let him cook. Let's continue to support the team. I just got a question for you real quick. What's going on with us not throwing the ball to Sam Laporta? What is going on? Where he's only seeing one pass a game here. Is it just the offense is getting hot so fast and it's just no need to pass it to him? What's going on? I'm going to hang up and take your listen to you from there.
Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you so much for the super chat today, too.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we had another caller call it in at the same time. Whoever just called in that I didn't get to, just give it about 3 minutes and try back again. So to answer the question, he wants to know, and one, you're spot on, man. Like from the top down, right? The top down, that's where it starts. This team, this organization, they're getting everything right at the right time. And it definitely starts with Sheila, and it works its way down through Brad and Dan and the team and everybody behind him. But Sam Laporta, so I was just talking with somebody the other day. Hold on one second. Hey, caller, thanks for calling Rock Down Detroit Lions. I'm going to finish this thought, and I'll bring you right in here in about 1 minute, okay?
Awesome, thanks.
Yep. Okay, so Sam Laporta, I believe, and like I said, I was just talking to somebody about this the other day. I firmly believe that through the first couple of weeks, he was still battling that hammy. He was bothered by something. You could see him limping in a couple of those games, and then I think he got hurt in the third game with an ankle. Might have been the second game. So then he had an ankle injury that was bugging him, and then coming out of the bye, or when we played the Cowboys, it seemed like he was okay. But I think what's happening here is defenses are scheming against Sam. And I've seen Sam Laporta wide open at times. And so I don't know if Jared Goff is missing him. I don't know if he's not getting to him in the progression, or if Sam is an earlier progression and, he's maybe covered at the time. We'll watch the tape on Tuesday night and we'll go through it and watch Sam Laporta a little bit. And I'll do a little bit tonight if it's available. But I would say my guess is they're bracketing Sam. They're trying to take away Sam like they did today. Sam Laporta and J-Mo were both removed from this game. And I can't say that I watched enough of them, them on the field the whole time. I watched Jared a lot while they're, on offense, and then who he throws the ball to know exactly what, Minnesota did today. But I think that their plan was probably to take Sam Laporta away, because my plan before the game was to get Sam Laporta involved, to pull Greenard away, to pull Van Ginkel away from being able to rush our quarterback. So that was probably their way of combating that. Take Sam out of the game. That allows our linebackers to continue to pin down on Jared Goff. All right, caller, we'll bring you in now. Thanks for calling Rock Down Detroit Lions. Who do I got on the line today?
English.
I'm sorry, buddy?
Or just call me A. It's easier to pronounce.
Gotcha, buddy. Thanks for calling in. So what's your takeaways today?
Well,
do us a favor. If you could turn the background noise down just for a little bit.
Sure. I'll turn down a bit. Okay, there we go. Anyway, there's a delay on there versus hearing you here. I didn't know for sure as to we win or not, because I've gotten the past 2 seasons correctly predicted, or the past 3 seasons correctly predicted. So hopefully I'm wrong this season, because I said 9 to 11 wins, but winning all the playoff games until maybe losing Super Bowl game.
Okay.
So
you at least,
I hope I'm wrong with the regular season predictions, because that means a lot of losses coming up eventually.
Yeah, but you have us making it to the Super Bowl and losing the Super Bowl, huh?
No. Regarding the Super Bowl itself, I said I don't know for sure, but I said we're going to get into the game.
Interesting.
And last season, I said before the season started about I mentioned that we would win at least one playoff game, will not win more than 2, and if the second or whatever the amount it is, once it's in the NFC Championship game, we would lose that game.
Well, that was pretty spot on there. Pretty spot on. So I guess my question for you is this. 9 to 11 wins this season. 9 wins is not going to make the playoffs. 11 wins could make the playoffs, but knowing what we know now, you have two teams that are 5-1. You have two teams that are 5-1, and if you look at the NFC standings right now, you've got in the NFC East, you've got two teams that are 4-2. The Seahawks are 4-3. Lions and Vikes are 5-1. Bucks and Falcons are 4 wins apiece. So you definitely have all of your, all of these teams that have 4 wins. They're going to make it very difficult for the Lions to drop a couple of games and remain in a good seeding area for playoffs, or even a bottom card, wild card berth. If they do drop to 10 or 11 wins, I think that they're going to need at least 11 wins right now to get a decent seed. Possibly,
but I don't want to get to focus on that part too much because I wasn't here to brag about that. I was just trying to share I've got that part correct, and so I was hoping I was getting that part wrong coming up. But now regarding the lines as to why we won, well, I was a bit upset with Campbell. No, actually, I was happy last season, the NFC Championship, that he did go for it and continued to go for it, because in the NFC Championship game, we were only a few yards away from the end zone, and therefore could have won the game that way. Or we go into OT, and if we're lucky enough to win the coin toss, we have to go many yards in order to get a touchdown to potentially win the game. So our odds were so much better with what Campbell did do, other than I didn't like him not going for it near the end of the first half of the NFC Championship game. But back to this game. I didn't like him going for it when we were like about 5 yards away from getting a first down, and it was in our side of the field where the field goal could have happened easily, even if they didn't get a first down for the Vikings. Thankfully, he smartened up after that, and the team didn't lose their composure. But yeah, that was the only time I was upset with in this game.
So were you talking about the field goal there at the end of the game?
No, okay, now I was talking about, I was jumping from two different topics. I was talking about last year NFC Championship game, but then I switched back to this game where I didn't like that he gave the other team a chance to get an easy field goal, which ended up being a touchdown anyway, by him doing a fake punt so close to so early in the game and on our side of the field, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The whole situation was screwed up. Is what I'm trying to say. Like the parameters, in my opinion, he shouldn't have went for it then.
Yeah. No, I would agree with you there. I think that going for a fake punt so deep in your own territory, that's never smart. But to do it in the first quarter and to do it on the first possession, I think you need to let the game play out a little bit and see what's going to happen in the game. Because had we had known that we were going to get a sizable lead, well, right now that the end of the game doesn't happen because they wouldn't have scored that easy touchdown. They might have taken a field goal there versus a touchdown. So at the end of the game, it would have been a lot easier for the Lions to kind of finish it out. Does that make sense?
Right.
Yeah. So I agree.
Although,
so I agree 1,000%.
If you're looking at it from the media's perspective, I mean, in major media, or if you're looking at it from the betting houses' perspective, it was a good thing that he gambled it right then. It brings in entertainment and more people willing to bet more money.
Yeah, no, exactly. Especially during the game. Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
by the way, I won 500% on whatever I bet. I bet after we were losing 10-0. I hadn't bet yet. Then I put a bunch of money in and I won 500% of whatever I put on. So, because I pulled out early.
Nice work, man.
I actually had a couple of other games. I had a parlay at a couple of other games involved with that. But yeah.
Good work. Good work. Well, hey, don't bet on my bets because I kind of fell off this year on my pick'ems.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, normally I'll sort of troll you on that. Normally what I do is I only bet because I don't make much money. I bet $10, which I did earlier this month. And I won a certain amount beyond that. I cashed back my $10 and then I bet the remainder, which I all lost earlier this month. Well,
get it back, buddy. You got a good win today. So, hey, keep rolling.
Oh, I'm by the way, I'm up here in Canada, and I'm glad you guys are doing great. I only became a Detroit Lions fan when I heard Dan Campbell's acceptance speech and found out about Brad Holmes getting hired as GM. I realized, this ownership with Sheila was straightening out your mess. I was looking for a team to be a regular whatever for, and I said back then it'll be 3 to 5 wins that first season, no playoffs. And the second season will be 8 to 10 wins, and the next season would be 10 to 12 wins. And I already told you about that. And I said the first Super Bowl win will be. I said I didn't know for sure about this season back then, but I said definitely the season after, which will not be this season, will be the season after the season. And then whenever the first one is, whether it's this season or next season, there will be at least 2 more within the 10 years of the first one.
Love it, man. Appreciate you calling in today. And enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and appreciate you for becoming a Lions fan. Thank you.
Thanks, and I just now subscribed. You take care, bud.
Hey, appreciate you subscribing, man. Thank you. Wow, this guy's calling some games, man. He's a new Lions fan. Welcome. And he's got a lot of things he's calling right. I mean, he was super happy to see, Brad Holmes' acceptance speech, which I think moved quite a few people into 2 directions, right? Like, oh my God, who is this guy? To the other side of the coin is, this is exactly what we needed, which is where I was. And for those that knew who Brad Holmes really was, because that a lot of people did. If you really knew who he was coming to this team as a GM, you would have been excited too. So spot on, good calls, man. Good luck with the rest of your bets this season, and have fun. Whatever you do, just have fun with it, right? Trey says, great job hitting 100 likes. Appreciate you guys for doing that. Riley O'Brien says, such an epic win today. LFG, let's go. Let's go Lions. It should be LFGL. Let's effing go Lions. How about that? After the game, Goff said, we are built to respond. And we did. And we did. We absolutely did. Van Ginkel was taken out of this game, says Bo Booth. I can't wait to watch the tape. I really can't wait. There's a couple of times we saw the Vikings would put like 6 guys up on the line, and you had 2 free rushers and you had 4 down linemen. And I really wanted to see the Lions utilize 5 men on the line and fire a linebacker. And I think we might have done it a couple of times, but I've got to go back and watch and rewatch again. This is going to be a game to study. This is absolutely a game to study. And I think it's going to be a game that we go back to many times because there's so many difficult parts of this game. To the Vikings, to their credit, their defense is really good, like extremely good. But at the same time, if they were half as gritty as we are, their defense would probably be unstoppable. I just wish we are half as healthy as they are right now. Imagine if they had Cashman in the game. If they had Cashman in the game, we probably don't win this game. And I hate to even say that. But right now, the Lions are shaping up the way that I thought the season was. The Lions are on top. We cannot let it go. Right now, this division is going to stay tight. And it's probably going to stay tight at least until week 15. I thought it was going to stay tight with the Packers. And it very well could. The Packers are now 5-2, so we have a 3-way race. It's a boat race, fellas and ladies. Packers are 5-2. Lions and Vikings are both 5-1. Packers are in 3rd place. And dare I say, if the Bears, the Bears are going to have a lot of catch up to do, right? They're going to be an extra game behind. Even if they win next week, it would take a loss from everybody else to even have a tie. This is the toughest division in football right now. But I don't think the Bears are a tough team. The Packers, they have a pretty damn good defense. Right now, here's what we're looking at. Lions, they've put up 182 points on the season. They've only allowed 120. The Vikings, they've put up 168 points. They've allowed 107. So when we look at, points per game, points and for and against, the Lions are scoring 66% more than they're allowing. The Vikings are 64% more than they're allowing. Packers, they put up 186 points. They are scoring 77% more than they are allowing. So they're that's going to be a tough test. We've got the Packers coming up here pretty soon. And the Bears, they're not even close. They're probably closer to 50% more than they're allowing. Let's move the needle. Lions are on top. And that's where they're going to stay. So we got another stupid streamer in here. Or bot spammer. Good catch, Trace. David Barnett, was that the toughest game on our schedule this year? Man, it certainly could. It certainly could be. It certainly could be. Let's take a look at the schedule. All right, so Lions up next at home. We have the Titans. And then we have the Lions and Packers. Let me take a look at this. Let me open it up. So we've got the Titans on October 27. We've got Packers coming home to Detroit. Weird text. Anyway, then we have the Texans. So I think the Texans is going to be a tough team. I just don't think it's going to be as tough as what we thought. The Jaguars should not be a tough team. The Colts, I expected the Colts to have a tougher defense than what they do. They're not looking like a very tough team right now. So when you look at the next 5 games, the Titans should be a win. The Jags should be a win, and the Colts should be a win. The Packers and the Texans are the next 2 toughest games out of the next 5 weeks. Then you've got the Bears. The Bears are going to be on the road. That should also be a win. I am not sold by what the Bears are doing right now. But yes, we can beat the Texans. It's an away game. The Lions are winning all their away games. We've always played tough on our away games. We've won in Lambeau. There's no reason why we can't again. The Lions are going to have to stay healthy. I think that's the biggest key to all of this, is we've lost a lot of players that are not coming back. We have to stay healthy. Then we have the Packers again, then the Bills at home, and then the Bears again, and then the 49ers. And the way the 49ers are playing right now, it's going to be a tough team. So if you look at the schedule and what we have left, I would say that, the Packers twice, the Texans, the Bills, the 49ers, and even the Vikings to finish out the season if it's a game that we need. I don't know if we're going to need that game. But I'd say that there's no reason why we can't win 6 out of the next 11 games. There's no reason why this Lions team can't get to 11 wins. I think 11 wins is the floor, which should put us into a wild card spot. I think 13 wins is going to put us into the NFC North champ, discussion again. And it might even put us into the first seed conversation, because right now, the majority of teams, the Washington Commanders, the Eagles, the Seahawks, and the Buccaneers and the Falcons, they all have 4 wins apiece. And if they were to win 6 out of their last, however many games, they're barely going to get to 10 wins. So we'll see. I think 11 wins is the floor. We need it. We need 11 wins at a minimum. All right. Well, that's it for the post-game show. You guys have been great. As always, it's been a very, very long day of streaming. Don't forget, if you guys haven't subscribed, I would really appreciate it. If you take a moment to hit that subscribe button and be part of all of our future streams. This is the only channel that is just handing out money left and right. We are giving out free mini helmets that are signed by Panay Sewell and Chris Spielman. And we do that because we want to be that bridge between the fan and the team. We are here to give you guys all of the best information that we can give you. The truth, the honesty, the transparency, that is a big part of it. And yes, I had a video today that went awfully wrong because I read the wrong site, which I never use. I should have known. But we take it down because we don't want that stuff out there. I don't want people clicking on stuff like that. So we'll see you guys back here in the morning for the Rise and Grind morning show. Starts promptly at 8 a.m. Eric is going to be in surgery tomorrow. Wish him nothing but the best. What a way to be sent off to surgery with a Lions win. That should help him hopefully get through surgery a little bit easier. You guys have a good rest of your evening. Again, the Detroit Lions have now won. They are atop the NFC. They are atop the NFC North. They are first seed right now. Even though it's a little early to talk about seeding, we're back on top, and we plan to stay there. And thanks to all of our members. Appreciate all you guys for being part of the channel, supporting the channel. If you'd like to be a member, click the join button. Once you step out of the chat, go back in, click the join button, be part of Rocked On Detroit Lions, and all of what we do here and what we represent is helping others through the Rocked On Cancer Foundation. If you or a friend or a family member has been touched by cancer, we are here to try to help. And what we are doing is just being there for others, just trying to help others. And that's the biggest plan for Rocked On Detroit Lions is just to help others. You guys have a good rest of your day. Go Lions, go One Pride. We'll see you in the next one.
Ready for the fight. No horses, steadfast pride. Detroit Smith. passion igniting the light through highs and lows. We'll stand as one, a legacy, a tale that's just begun. Together we